Good evening, everybody. I want to thank you for tuning in to 40 Acres News Media. My name is Ariel Johnson. I'm here with Tabitha Wheeler, and this is Taboo Title Car Company. That is the business that she owns, a car title company. And something very disturbing happened this week on Monday. Something that you didn't hear about on the news because the news decided that they didn't want to get involved. However, we're happy that we have community activists in our community, such as Miss Wheeler, who refused to allow certain things to happen in the community. Just briefly, I'm going to tell you there was a big brawl that took place on Monday at Kimball. Okay? And what happened was some adults got into the school in the lunchroom and started fighting some of the children, and the children got suspended. So we're very upset. We're trying to figure out what happened. Ms. Will is going to give us some details about what happened and what sort of resolution we're trying to bring about to resolve this, to keep this from happening again. And Tabitha, I want to ask you, how do adults get into the school? And it's so difficult for kids to get through the security check when they come to school.
So they have a normal security point for adults or any non-students that should be through the front doors. And they go through a security booth, metal detector, and they're supposed to check in with someone up front. On this particular morning, some students, non-district students and district students and their parents were allowed through the cafeteria doors by staff.
So in other words, what you're saying basically, it sounded like it was planned.
It was planned. There was a social media on Instagram who said that they didn't know what they were going to get on Monday morning, but just be expecting. It was a post out that something was to happen on Monday morning at Kimball High School, and that happened during breakfast.
During breakfast at Kimball?
Yes.
Okay. Could you give us a more exact time about when it happened?
It had to be before 9 o'clock because the actual campus police wasn't supposed to be on campus until 9 o'clock, but for some reason that morning they were there earlier. They do have staff. I get on one end of the doors. I guess boys come through one door, and the girls come through another door. Two staff members. One, I think her name is Miss Gray. He's a volleyball coach. Allowed the parents through her doors. And the parent, it was one student that was a senior at Duncanville High School that was in relation to one of the girls that were fighting, was allowed through the door. And when they were allowed through the door, they actually came in to fight.
Okay, so you mentioned that the security, the campus police or whatever, that you said they came in earlier than they normally do?
They came in earlier, but they were not made a piece to it until after the fight started.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. You know, I'm not going to sort of allude to anything in that in terms of the thoughts going through my mind right now. But basically the thing that bothers me the most is knowing that anybody can come in from the outside that's not a student. When you said they had non-district students there.
They had non-district students. One of the students, one of the young ladies, some kind of way she's allowed to go through some type, whatever reason, she is allowed to go to Kimball, but her sister is a senior at Duncanville, and so I believe that she does live out of district, but for some reason she's allowed to go. I don't know what the reason being, but the parents and the non-district students and some older one cousin or female actually graduated last year or 2 years ago, and it was these students that were jumped on. It was only 2 of them. And so when we went into the school yesterday morning, there was a clear security breach even at the front door. The metal detectors, the person that's supposed to check your bags or whatever, she was about, I want to say about 20 feet from the front door. Her desk was further over. If Kevin, who is my business partner with the Village Bridge, if he would have not went off in the metal detector, she would have never seen us come in because our desk was crowded with adults.
So basically, I mentioned something to you earlier. It appears as if the doors are just wide open. And if somebody wanted to come in with a gun or a knife, anybody, parent, derelict, you know what I'm saying? Some
You said that.
crazed person, pedophiles. So what basically their doors are wide open. They don't have a security system. So let me ask you a question.